Gotta talk about Deion Sanders. He's in the news. Matter of fact, he stays in the news. And I think some of it is intentional. Deion's another one that knows how to ride the media, to stay in the news. He knows how to market. And even if it's negativity, he knows how to play that, use that. And he's doing that with his stance on the reporter who he has pretty much singled him out and said that this news reporter cannot get any answers to his questions from the head coach.
My question is this. Should you treat the Denver columnist like that, not let him ask a question?
Coach Prime is not answering the questions, and he so much is against answering questions that it's in his contract. He already knew that as a head coach of Colorado, he was going to get some heat and in some kind of way get picked on, and folks would make it personal.
Fear is the four-letter word I keep coming back to, and it's everywhere. I think players are afraid. I think coaches are afraid because they saw what happened to the first-year staff. I think media are afraid, and I think Colorado administrators are afraid. And if they win, it'll all be justified. And if they don't, grab your popcorn.
Coach Prime is totally aware. He knew what was going down, and he already got it straight, got it cleared with, hey, if I take this job, this is what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to tolerate somebody bringing up, say, his wives, his ex-wives, bringing up maybe situations from his kids. He's not going to tolerate it. He needs it in his contract, and he also needs the university to stand behind him. And I think it's smart. Some folks is picking on him, but I think if some folks would really take a step back and think about it, we're talking about mental health nowadays more than I've ever heard in my lifetime. The mental side. I mean, where was all this talk when, we got freed as slaves? Can you imagine, what was going on in the minds of my forefathers and mothers? I mean, even to this day, some of the trauma that we're still kind of, suffering from. But we want to throw that out the window when it comes to Deion Sanders. Do you know that these news writers, these news reporters can act as bullies as well? When you're forced into answering their questions, forced into a corner, verbally with questions that you're unwilling to answer, questions that trigger you. Come on, y'all. You got to pump your brakes and give Deion and any other coach who know there's an adversary out there, know that there's someone who is trying to make a name for themselves by being ridiculous, by trying to use Deion as a punching bag, trying to take shots at the coach, trying to get a rep by disrespecting a coach, a Hall of Fame NFL player. You can't allow that. And so for the Stephen A. Smiths, even Jason Whitlock's and Feinbaum, or whatever his name is, for these folks to act like Deion is out of line by saying this one particular writer is out of line, that there should be some respect, that we should keep things about the game, that should be the main thing. But to take pot shots at him and then now have to answer those questions, I think it's ridiculous. This ain't the NBA where you're standing at the podium and you got to answer every question. And even with that, you can say next question. So, y'all, we need to pump our brakes. Deion is a human being. Yes, he will answer questions pertaining to football, and he might even go outside of that. But if you're going to take shots at an individual, you going to name call, Monday through Friday, and then show up at my job on the following Monday and think I'm supposed to entertain you with a question? You got to be kidding me. So I like the fact that Deion went into the whole situation by making sure in his contract he made aware to the University of Colorado that, hey, It's going to be some heated conversations. It's going to be some writers out there. It's going to be some media folks who going to want to, put me up against the wall. And I'm not going to be that guy. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be that guy. I need to have some control and some power in this area, because not only my mental health, but I'm just not going to be, I'm not going to be the person who you look at on ESPN and you see someone pounding me and I can't pound back, or I'm not in the head space to want to pound back. It's not happening. It's not happening. That's not going to be every Monday's watch Deion get hammered by this one reporter. And then like all bullies do, one bully will start bullying you, right? But then when that bully is having his fun, there's always another bully that comes from another neighborhood who sees another opportunity and says, hey, that guy's getting 10 cents from you, I'm gonna get 15 cents from you. Or that guy's getting money from you, I'm gonna get you to do my homework. Deion's like, I'm not gonna be a part of that. I'm not gonna let this one reporter tee off on me, and then it's also building the courage of other reporters that they can tee off on me. I'm not having it. We're gonna nip that at the bud, and that's what Deion is doing. So I'm glad that he's doing it. I'm behind Deion in this case as well, because yes, his mental, he needs to be in the right frame of mind, especially at the press conference. And I heard Whitlock say, well, how does that help the journalism class at Colorado? Well, it helps for them to know you can go too far. You can't just throw any old stupid question out there. You can't just, disrespect, dress somebody down for 4 days and then expect for them to treat you or take your questions and answer them thoroughly. You need to recognize there needs to be respect. What do they say? Treat someone how you want to be treated. I remember on the playgrounds, we would have to bum rush some folks because we're like, hey, we heard you was talking mess about me. We heard you was talking, stuff about me on Friday. And then Monday I have to go and handle it and be like, I heard you was talking about me. So what's up now? You can't have that, y'all. You just can't have someone or folks treating people less than. You can't do it as a society. What are we trying to teach kids? You can't have that bully attitude. You can be a bully with a pen, You could be a bully behind a microphone. There have been plenty of bullies who have radio shows. I mean, Stephen A. used to be more of a bully behind the microphone. I mean, think about it. You're on a TV station, ESPN, and when you single out one person, and you talking about one person, and you disrespecting one person, and you got over 10 million listeners, but you taking all that energy and all that power from that TV station and singling out one person, that's overkill. That's a bully. That's ridiculous. And it's hard to believe that we have general managers and owners of these corporations that will tolerate that, and then at the same time wondering why kids are being bullied and wondering why those who are being bullied jump off a cliff somewhere because they just can't take it anymore. Come on, y'all. We smarter than that. You cannot allow that to happen. Folks have minds, folks have mental breaks, and it comes from somewhere. It comes from some people, and you just can't do that. You just can't do that. You might say, toughen up. Nope. Life is tough enough than for you to have to show up after a loss. Let's say Colorado loses on Friday by 30 points or 60 points. And that same guy who's been bullying you in the newspaper or on TV shows up at your job and now want to shoot their shot face to face with you. And you supposed to answer them and answer them respectfully. You got to be kidding me. Them slave tactics is long gone. And I like how Deion has made sure they put it in writing. It's not going to happen. He ain't going to be the one. He ain't going to be no whooping boy for the rest of the world to see. And and be entertained by it. Not gonna happen. Matter of fact, I think Gangstar got a song called Just to Get a Rep. No, you're not gonna do that with me. I'll be back right after a few words. Hang on.
The rep grows bigger, now he's known for his trigger finger. Rolling with troops of his sons like a gangster figure. He's near the peak of his crazy career. His posse's a nightmare, Mac and Jules and crazy gear. But as we know, the things we do come back. And Shorty's not peeping, others are scheming to counteract. Cause a kid that got shot didn't perish, so he pulls up in the Jeep with tinted windows. Too late, Shorty was caught in the mix. His time ran out, his number came up, and that's it. You know the rest, so don't front, the plan has been upset. Some brothers gotta go out just to get a rep.
Powerjams.org. POWERJAMZ.org.